main character doesn't miss. Yeah, it's a pretty big plot twist. By Tales game standards. A lot of these games have plot twists in them, so you have to watch out. Some of them are better than others. Tales of Excelia, the plot twist was genuinely interesting in that one, although I considered it more sci-fi than fantasy, which is why I didn't like Tales of Excelia too much. But these games are great. Some of them are better than others, but overall I really enjoy the Tales series games, and I plan to play through all of them so that I can tell everyone about them. But for sure, some are better than others, and this is one of the better ones.
If I hurt you.
But I 100%, if you want to, like, for a first game, like a first of these games, for sure Tales of the Abyss is a good place to start. And its combat system is much more fun than Tales of Symphonia.
That's what happens when I get serious.
To be fair, I think the game I talked about and Tales of the Abyss have a completely different story, most probably. It's just kind of similar in that one aspect. Yeah. Here's the main thing, and hopefully this isn't too big a spoiler, but these Tales games, a lot of their plots are very similar in that you start off as a regular adventure discovering the world, and then you come to realize that there's this big plot that's going to destroy the world. And I think that happens in a lot of RPGs, not just Tales games.
You'll be gone soon
But
enough.
once you play enough with him, you start to think like, okay, this is the main bad guy because of how he looks and what he says. You know, and this is why he doesn't like people. Although the main boss in this game is more interesting. Because he's very similar to Van, the main boss of Tales of Vesperia. I mean, of the Abyss. He's very similar in that they both care about the world, they just think that it should be saved differently. Which I think is a unique way of looking at things. Symphonia, the story is different in that regard. The main villain of that game is a sociopath who hates all life, and you need to stop him. If you want an RPG where instead of the world getting destroyed, the world is already destroyed, and you have to rebuild the world bit by bit, try Terranigma. Okay. What kind of combat system is it?
Repeat.
Like, I'm always down to try new games. It's just, I'm interested, like, what kind of game is it? Like, is it a JRPG,
Hold still.
or
I'll make this quick.
is it turn-based? Action, combat, and big thing, you can jump. Oh yeah, you can jump in this game too. Although ever since they introduced this mechanic called free run, see, these games' combat is called linear motion battle. Normally you can only run back and forth, even though the whole battlefield is 3D. So like if I push up, it makes me jump. But if I hold down on my controller, it's left trigger, then I can free run on the battlefield. And they didn't add that, the ability to use free run, until Tales of the Abyss. So like that's what this game's combat system gimmick is you really only run back and forth on a singular plane. And if you want to move in a third dimensional sort of way, then you have to use your free run ability. But yeah, you can jump, it's just that jumping has sort of lost its luster when you can just run in circles like this. In Tales of Symphonia, it's much more advantageous to jump because you can jump over enemies to get behind them, and normally you can't do that. But you can jump if you want to. Yeah, but in a lot of old RPGs you can't jump. Like, oh yeah, true. By the way, I recommend playing Terranigma with a guide in case you get stuck on the puzzles. Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. You mean like you just jump on the open world instead of the combat scenes. Yes, I see what you're saying. That's cool. What I want to do is fight this. Okay, so right now we're gonna fight an optional boss. So what I want to do is I can't save right here. But yeah, this is the Medusa butterfly, I think. Or is it the Chimera one? No, it's the Medusa. So this is called the Gigantos monster, and it's part of a side quest. Level 45, goodness. He's quite higher level than we are. But this is a boss fight, so I want to set that up. I shouldn't have brought the dog to this fight, because he's not going to do much for us. Sorry, I have to concentrate just a little bit. Let's go ahead and use that. Let me see here. Moderate, full arts, strike arts only. I want you on heal. Full arts, avoid risk, avoid risk, avoid risk. That's fine. I will get back to... Well, I'm not doing anything right now, so I can answer. Yeah, you jump in the open world, and jumping is also important for combat because some enemies can be hurt only by jumping. In Terra Enigma, you first revive the continents in the world by defeating enemies in the underworld, then you revive nature, and then you revive human civilization, and get a boat so you can travel anywhere, which is awesome. Okay. Alright, how much HP we got? We've done a decent amount. Oh, I gotta wait. Yeah, anytime you see these, all of these games, well, they introduced in Tales of Symphonia, they have a state called Overlimit, which makes it to where you can't stagger them. They take reduced damage and they deal a lot more damage to you. So whenever an enemy or a boss generally, you know, has that on, you should avoid them. Ooh, that's not good. I need you to use a pineapple gel. Tiger Blade is not what I want for this. I mean, the best possible thing is Dragon Swarm. And I guess Azure Edge. Even though I already have it. Oh, get away! Yeah, I need to reset and get away from him. Although it's not looking like it's going to happen easily. Until he just decides to attack somebody else. I'm gonna be too far to hit him with it, and he's gonna hit me. Go ahead and use this. This might kill me.
I'll heal you.
Yep. This is annoying. I mean, this guy is way above our level, but I just wanted to do it while I was here. And having the dog is not generally good because he's not a good party member as far as I'm concerned. And I need her to do this. Yeah, I'm totally in concentration mode right now because this fight is proving to be annoying. This is really annoying. Like, I should have brought Rita in the party. This is like... Hang on. That's what I can... You can just run from these fights, by the way. The reason why we're having such a hard time is because I have the stupid dog in the party. Like... I'm the only one, realistically, who needs to be up here. The dog does nothing. Nothing for this fight. If you're gonna fight higher level enemies, you need her in the party. And the only reason I had him in the party is because he's good at identifying enemies. But we used a whole lot of items in that fight that I'm not going to get back at this point. Yeesh, that was annoying. Let me see. And it's not really a fictional world, it's really... And it's not really a fictional world, it's the real world, like with South America, North America, etc. Just some of the names are modified, like they call Tokyo Neo-Tokyo. Actually, it's more accurate to say it's a fictional version of the real world, but bears many similarities. Okay. Yeah, with, is it like a Steam game, or is it like on a certain console, or...
Why do you run?
We ran so we could restart the fight. And I need to move her not up front, because that is a bad idea. Yeah, you move back here, please.